Phone check. 1, 2. Can y'all hear me out in the studio? Thank you, Dennis.
Well, you're good at it. Have some fun.
Did you have a good summer?
You know, okay. You know, not. You know, it seems like I never do what I.
Do you take time off? Do you get any time off? Or?
Not this summer.
It's time for Wave 3.
I usually take a spring break, but.
My twins, Kate.
Come home with me to bar.
It's time for Wave 3 Listens Live on Kentuckiana's first live local TV talk show, all hosted by John Ramsey. This is Wave 3 Listens Live.
And thank you for joining us for the Thursday edition of Wave 3 Listens. Let's take a look at the rundown. Here's what's happening on today's show. There are hundreds of new opportunities for you if you're looking for a new opportunity, a new gig. Perhaps you're saying, hey, it's time for me to make a change. Preferred Staffing will be on the show a little bit later and tell you about those new opportunities. The Kentucky Association for Marriage and Family Therapists, Dr. Eli Karam is here. If you have an issue with a loved one, your spouse, perhaps it's your son, your daughter, whatever the case may be, call us now. Free advice at 571-5263, and this man is good. Also with me now, Kentucky Shakespeare. You know, we have the oldest running Shakespeare Festival in the country, and this man is responsible. He is Matt Wallace. He is the producing artistic director for Kentucky Shakespeare. Matt, welcome back to the show. And this was a bucket list kind of thing for you, and perhaps you missed your opportunity. It's not too late, right?
That's right. That's right. We have a fun festival Saturday in the Park going on a week from Saturday, sponsored by Councilman David James. So just when you thought all the summer fun was over, we have an all-day festival. It's going to be so much fun. It's the 20th. It's 12 to 7. We're going to have all kinds of bands. We'll throw in a couple educational Shakespeare performances. But we have, you know, the Vatican Bank, the Rascals of Ragtime, Sons of Circus that you hear on WFPK. We also have some strolling entertainers, jugglers, free face painting for the kids. It's going to be a ball.
You know, if you have ever been apprehensive about Shakespeare and you said, well, you know, I don't know if that's my cup of tea or not, this would be the way I would think to be introduced to Shakespeare and some really great theater, because you've got, as you said, you've got something for everyone. I like the fact that you're mixing music in, and it sounds like the acts that you have are actually appropriate too.
Right, right. And this day is not so much about the Shakespeare, but just celebrating Central Park and a community family event. So we'll have food trucks. You know, we'll also have our Will's Tavern. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm really excited that at 5:45 that day, we're going to announce our next season on stage. Cool. So that's where you can hear it first. Our 55th season of Kentucky Shakespeare, free Shakespeare in Central Park. We're going to announce it on the stage, and then we'll round out the day with Sons of Circus Band after that.
Wow, so I can't bribe you and get you to make that announcement now, can I? I haven't got much, but I'll give it a shot. No, so that is the time to hear about next season. And for those who love great theater, especially in an outdoor venue, this is the place to go. I'm telling you, I would think there's a lot of pride. You mentioned to me before we went on the air, we were talking about my son who lives in New York, and you were nice enough to ask. Thank you, he's doing well. But you said you went up to New York to see Shakespeare in the Park. Do you get together a lot with your peers and see other people's version, other people's renditions of Shakespeare around the country?
Oh, I love seeing that, you know, when we can get the chance. I've been lucky enough to receive a fellowship from the Community Foundation of Louisville, so I'll be traveling to England next month to see the Royal Shakespeare Company and the Globe Theater. That was actually why I was able to go to New York. But we love seeing different interpretations of Shakespeare, all figuring out how we can make it accessible for our audiences here. And I promise next season we have another huge season. It's going to be a 10-week season going June 3rd to August 9th. It's all free. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So are you telling me, Matt, that you can actually steal some ideas from these guys, and they probably steal from you as well?
Steal from the best. Why not, you know?
Well, you know, you and I have developed a relationship over the past 2 years, and I'm curious, has Shakespeare in the Park, Kentucky Shakespeare, always been like this? As far as it seems to me that you're bringing a lot of new interest to the park, as far as, you know, the food trucks, the music, you know, the entertaining intermissions. Is this something that's always been there, or are you trying to introduce it to get more folks?
It's the festival atmosphere. You know, in 2013, the Kentucky Shakespeare had about 5,000 audience members. The total record for audience members in one summer is 12,000. This past summer, we had 27,000 people in the park. It surpassed anything I could have dreamed for. So 30,000 next season. Here we go.
But you know, I give a lot of that credit to you and thinking outside the box, but also the productions are quality. And we've had some nice weather, knock on wood. Hopefully we have it. You were saying last year you did this same day, the same festival, you did it in October.
Yes.
And you said, oh, a little chilly.
It was
so this
chilly.
should be perfect.
That's
September
right.
20th.
September 20th, and we have a rain date of the following Saturday, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. We're going to have a great day. Again, it's free. So we'll have jugglers, balloon animals, face painting. It's great fun for the whole family. All the acts are family friendly. And the educational performances we're going to do are two-person Tempest, which involves puppets and masks. It's a lot of fun for the kids. And our Boy Meets Girl Meets Shakespeare workshop. And other than that, just a lot of great music and a lot of great festival atmosphere.
Matt Wallace, again, the artistic director for Kentucky Shakespeare. There's the information on the screen. Hold that for a second. September 20th is the date. We'll keep our fingers crossed for perfect fall weather. It should be. And I'm telling you, if you miss this opportunity, don't miss it now. This will be the last performance of the season.
That's right. And then, you know, when you're at St. James Art Show, we're going to have a booth, and we're also going to be doing our educational performances all day during each day of the art show. So we'll still be there then, but this is going to be a fun chance to see us next week.
All right. Thank you, Matt. All
Thank you.
Coming up here, if you have an issue with a family member, we'd love you to give us a call. This man is excellent. From the Kentucky Association of Marriage and Family Therapists, Dr. Eli Karam, Dr. Eli for short. Keep it kind of hip, kind of cool. He'll be on with us next on Wait for He Listens.
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Mic check, doctor.
Test.
Renew My View. Go to wave3.com. And if you have a family member who is losing hair to a health-related issue, new outfit, Boutique Serendipity, new do, courtesy of Blade Salon. Also want to remind you about Cars for Christmas. Just get a new toy. Doesn't matter what your car looks like. There will be some beautiful automobiles there, but you're invited regardless of the look of your car. If you want more information about a beautiful ride in southern Indiana, we encourage you to call my friend Pat Davis. You can give him a call at 812-952-3140. That's the phone number there. All right, Dr. Eli Karam is here with us. Kentucky Association of Marriage and Family Therapists. You know, Dr. Eli, I laugh and I say, don't worry, we all have issues, but we certainly do.
Sure.
But I think for those, it seems to be much like the medical field, in your field of family therapy, it's about getting ahead of it and not in letting it explode, correct?
Right, right. Prevention, the best form of intervention, in the sense that we believe that, hey, everybody gets stuck. It's a job of a marriage and family therapist to kind of see you for everything that's going on and not just what's not going right. Kind of tap into those existing strengths and resources you and your family members have and kind of help you get unstuck. So really relying on the motivation of the client. All the research says that you have to go to someone that you believe is credible and can help you, but you do the heavy lifting, and then it's the therapist that helps you kind of put the plan together, whether it be a family plan or individual plan. So we're here as we are almost every Thursday taking your calls and emails, so please call in.
All right, we have a caller, but before we do, to show that not everyone, no one is immune to having family issues. You notice he is clean shaven now?
That's right.
And the reason being?
My wife does not like the beard. Right.
So you gave in.
That's right, I did. Yeah.
All right, Gary is on the phone with us, and he's here with Dr. Eli. Gary, good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm a grandparent, and my grandchild is 19 years old. He lives here in Louisville, but he has left home, and he refuses to answer any of our texts or our phone calls or anything, and we just we're worried to death about him, and we don't know what to do. Should we leave him alone and give him time, or should we continue to try to get in touch with him?
Appreciate the call, Gary. So that's tough when you have a loved one, and many times marriage and family therapists are working with grandparents that are really functioning as parents. And when you see a youngster, you didn't give me much context. Is he? What do you have reason to be worried about him as far as like, does he have a job? Does he have friends? Does he have resources? Or is he just kind of running from some problem, individual or family or something like that?
He doesn't have, that's just it. I mean, we went to see him after this started, and we went to his place of employment, and we talked to him, and everything was fine. He acted like, there was no problem whatsoever. But that was 2 months ago. Now he's lost his job. He's moved out. He won't talk to his father or his mother or his brothers or sisters or his grandparents. And we're just, we're just lost. We're not sure what to do.
Right. Well, it's scary. If you love someone and it's one thing if they're doing well. It's another thing if you know that they've had some significant difficulties and then they're not responding. So any loved one would be concerned. So, in general, in this emerging adulthood, kind of 18 to 25, you see a lot of young people test the limits and move towards independence. But I don't know many 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds, even if they're smart and resourceful, that can really make it without some family support, either financial or emotional. So I think you can only convey a message that you care about them and that you want to help, but you can't help them if you don't have communication. So sometimes families get into trouble when they enable the young person. So the young person kind of gets into these patterns because the family member because they love them or love them too much, give them money, give them other things to continue making some of these bad choices. So I think you want to establish that you're there. You want to, and you want him to establish that he's safe. But generally when these natural consequences come in, they run out of money, their friends no longer give them a place to stay, then they will call the people that they know care about them, which is you, it sounds like, and your wife. So thank you for calling, Gary. I appreciate that, and I hope you hear from your son soon. Certainly a marriage and family therapist can kind of help you deal with those issues and help any young adult, 18 to 25, in transitioning in all these ways we've talked about. So thank you for calling.
Yes, and we encourage you, if you have an issue, go to the phone, get on the web, Kentucky Association of Marriage and Family Therapists. In fact, this person did go to your website and emailed you, Dr. Eli. Says, I have been told the best way to avoid a huge fight with my girlfriend is to walk away. She is reading a book and tells me this is negative strategy called stonewalling that actually makes things worse. I'm so confused, Dr. Eli, because I thought I was doing the right thing. Right. Please help. This is Clint.
Hey, Clint. It's good. We got some nice representation from males today, Gary, and now Clint on the email. So Clint, it sounds like you are, yes, trying to, you care about your relationship, and I guess your girlfriend or your spouse there is talking about what we call stonewalling. So for the viewer out there, stonewalling is when your partner really wants to get a message to you. They really want to connect or communicate something, and you literally shut down. Whether you're in the room or not, you don't, sometimes you're physically present. Sometimes, no matter what they say, you just have a flat look, an expression on your face. You stare ahead, you watch TV, you tune them out. And this creates one of the most common patterns marriage and family therapists see in couples, which is a pursuer-distancer dynamic, meaning the more, in this case, your partner pursues, the more you shut down. However, I think the way you're saying it is you don't want to explode, and a lot of people confuse stonewalling with you don't want to make things worse. You kind of want to take a time out. We're at a hot button issue, or we've gotten to a point where we're not going to be able to talk about it anymore, and you walk away. And that's what a lot of people are taught. Well, there's a way to, in kind of fair fighting, as we've said on the show many times, there's a way to walk away with giving your partner an assurance, which is different than stonewalling and shutting down. So the next time that happens, Clint, you should probably talk to your partner and say, hey, look, I care about our relationship, and we're in a cycle. People get into trouble when they say you're crazy or you're doing this, and makes the person naturally defensive. So we're in our dance again. We're not going to be able to solve this right now. So I'm stepping away momentarily because I care. But you know what, I'm going to come back, and the golden rule, again, we know from a lot of clinical wisdom and research, you don't want to wait. Everybody has a refractory period after your fuse gets blown. It takes even the best people an hour or so. But you don't want to go any longer than about 24 hours. So you offer your partner assurance that you're not stonewalling, you're not permanently shutting down. You want to cool down and come back and restart the dialogue. So marriage and family therapists help couples with these fair fighting skills all the time. It's a series of skills, just like anything else. If you were, people think the longer you're in a relationship, the easier it gets. That's not true. We don't have any proof to that. In the sense of, it's like exercise. If you once a finely conditioned athlete, but you don't do any cardio, you don't lift weights anymore, you're not going to maintain that fitness. So same thing with a marriage. You got to practice these skills. You do them over and over, and including fair fighting, taking a time out, and they get better. So Clint, marriage and family therapist, certainly can help you with that. Let's tell you how to do that. You can go two places. First, you can go to www.therapistlocator.net, and that's a service of the American Association of Marriage and Family Therapy, of which I'm a board member of. And you click on that rectangular box. It says locate a therapist. You put in your zip code, and you're going to have a lot of therapists come up there. Over 400 in Kentucky, most of them centrally located right here in Wave Country. Check out their profiles. Many have websites. Decide, engage your partner in that, who you'd like to see. Call. Any marriage and family therapist should be able to talk to you on the phone for a couple minutes so you get a feel for them and they get a feel for you. And the other thing you can do is you can go to www.kamft.org. That's our Kentucky Association of Marriage and Family Therapy, a division of the American Association of Marriage and Family Therapy. You can check out the news, and you can go into the media segment, and you can check out all of our past segments from the last year and a half, giving you all that good news you can use about relationship health and what you can do to impact change with you and your significant others. So it's a good message.
I noticed you used, I tend to use sports analogies, and I noticed you did as well, Doctor. Quickly, we've got about a minute here. I had to ask you, this Ray Rice incident. Now, I know this is extreme, but I know also you probably do deal with this kind of thing. When you watch this as a marriage and family therapist and you see this, what's your first thought?
Well, it's unfortunate in the way these, anything in the public profile. You know, we have a distinction between what we call intimate terrorism and situational violence. And many people, when you watch news or you see something, you think the worst case scenario of someone that is very violent, pathological, intimate terrorism. But most, from we know from the research, most couples really love each other, and the inability to communicate and the frustration. So a lot of what we actually see is situational violence, which can actually be worked on. Now, you can't do any work unless you create a bond of safety at home or in the therapy room. But I guess you don't want an ugly event like that to really think all relationships are like that, because that is not the truth.
All right, KAMFT.org. Dr. Eli Karam. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, my friend.
For your expertise. See you on another Thursday.
See you next week.
Coming up, you're looking for a brand new opportunity. Preferred Staffing is in the house. They'll tell you about it. Hundreds of opportunities, thousands of opportunities. We'll be right back on Wave 3 Listens.
Oakerlitz.
Oh, what?
That's O-A-K-E-R-L-I-T-Z. Oakerlitz.
L-I-T-Z.
Yep. T-Z.
We're teasing the tickets, not actually giving.
Right, not giving away today. Shannon, welcome. You're a lot easier. Shannon Snow. The 40th anniversary of the Rumble in the Jungle, Ali versus Foreman with this guy. We're going to send you to Mars, Bruno Mars. Get ready. It all happens September 20th at the Convention Center. Bruno Mars at the Convention Center? Are you kidding? A great act, an intimate venue. It'll be a concert to be remembered. Two-time Grammy Award-winning Bruno Mars. Go to Ticketmaster.com or keep it here. Next week, we may give away some more tickets. Well, we will give away some more tickets for you to see Bruno Mars. All right, welcome back. Perhaps you're watching this show and you say, you know, I need a new opportunity. I'm looking for a new job. I need something that really fits my skill set. Where can I find these? Tough economy. Preferred Staffing, that's what they do, folks, is they find people new opportunities. And we're talking about quality jobs. With me now, and Dan, I'm going to try my best, Dan Oakerlitz.
Yes.
Oh, I got it right.
Yes.
Good, Dan. Dan now.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Who is the president of Preferred Staffing, and Shannon Snow, who is the branch manager. Welcome, Shannon.
Thank you.
All right. I'll go to the big cheese first, and then when you and I will chat. Dan, I said hundreds of opportunities.
Yes.
This is true.
This is true. We service the Louisville area and have done for 13 years, as well as the Bullitt County area. We deal with multiple companies, whether it's clerical or warehouse, manufacturing. And with the distribution here in town, there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of companies looking for workers.
Yeah, I was looking at my notes here, and Shannon, I want you to talk about this. We've got a lot of warehouse positions. A lot of these are pick and pack, forklift positions, shipping, receiving, you know the kind of jobs I'm talking about here. But also bilingual customer service positions, administrative assistant positions. So there may be something that you may be watching that goes, well, this is not for me. It may be, right?
Mm-hmm. There's several different out there positions for everybody. You've got the warehouse. They're all temp to hire. You also have the seasonal that's coming up for the Christmas peak season for people that just want holiday money. You've got opportunities in great companies looking for administration, the bilingual. There's several of those out there.
This is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is something I did not realize these jobs were available. Okay, Preferred Staffing. I've got some friends of mine who will definitely be giving you a call. What is the first step? Do they call you? Is there a little process where you vet people? How does this work?
There's a couple different ways. They can go online to our website and put their application in and then follow up with a phone call.
There it is.
And fill up a phone call, and then we'll pre-screen them, talk about what they're looking for, then we'll bring in the office and do the recruiting part, and again, more screening, more questions, and find out what they're looking for and go over what we have available and see if there's a match. Or they can come into our office. We take applications, walk-in traffic from 9 to 11, 1 to 3 every day, Monday through Friday. Or they can call in, get our website if they're looking for the bilingual administrative assistant jobs. We like to see resumes, and they can get in touch with us, give them our email address, send resumes, and we'll go from there.
I'm curious exactly who pays you guys. Do companies approach you and say, I need quality employees, you guys help me out here, and Preferred Staffing comes in? Or I would also think there is some interest from the city of Louisville, because it's like, or the entire region, because you guys are actually helping with new job opportunities. Is it a combination of both?
We work with companies, and we basically become an extension of their HR staff. We do the recruiting for their employees. We pay the employees are ours. We take care of the workers' comp, unemployment, everything like that. Then they get hired on, then they become their employee. But we do all the front end, the background screening, the drug testing. Wow. So once they meet a minimum of hours, then they take them onto their payroll. And during that time, obviously, we pay them and we charge our customers a fee.
This is a win-win.
Yes.
I like this. Everybody
Yes.
wins. New opportunities out there. Shannon, I'm curious, as a branch manager, first of all, the question I have is how many branches do you have? Preferred staffing is much bigger than I thought.
Right.
We have, I'll answer that.
sorry.
We have one facility right now, but we're opening up another facility with the goal to open another facility within the next year.
Okay, Shannon, and what exactly do you do as branch manager? I'm curious. Do you oversee each division, like if it's administrative positions, whether warehouse positions, and just make sure that everyone is getting filtered correctly? How does this work?
There was several ladies in the office. We all answer the phones. We all still screen. We all do that. We're just making sure everybody does what they're supposed to do. Make sure these orders are being filled, making sure this company's happy, talking to clients, making sure everybody's getting what they're wanting.
All right, I love that. As I said, it's a win-win. Dan, what attracted you to this business? I think there's an obvious hole, but everybody's, what can you do to help? I mean, especially we've had this slowly, thank goodness, the economy seems to be on the uptick.
Right.
But with that being said, it's like, where can I find more job opportunities? I would think people like the mayor, the governor, they probably love preferred staffing.
Yes, yes. I mean, we're obviously trying to put people to work. What attracted me to this, the opportunity presented itself 13 years ago, and I looked at it, and a lot more companies are going this route by subcontracting out their employees. We take all liability, so it's a win for them. So it just looked like a really viable company, and we're helping people find work, which I get a lot of. I guess that's where I like doing, when people are happy, when we get them in the right spot and they're happy and they move on in their lives. All
right, it's very interesting. Now, can you mention, or is this something you'll have to keep, the companies that you work with?
I can mention some.
Sure.
We have, like I said, we've got some distribution and manufacturing, administrative assistance, and bilingual call center in Louisville. And that's in Riverport, downtown Louisville, and the central Louisville area. Then we have a lot of companies in Bullitt County, and we do the hiring for Alliance Entertainment, for Nasty Gal, and as well as Chegg. And a lot of those are attempt to hire. Right. There is some that's just seasonal, and some people just want to work 2 months to get that Christmas money and then go back to what they were doing before.
Right, we talked about the opportunity for folks who are watching, individuals. What about someone who owns a business who wants to hire preferred staffing? Maybe they're opening up another branch or another division. Perhaps they're getting larger and expanding, which is good news. How do they approach you? Do they go online, or they just Dan's going, call me, baby?
Call me.
That's a good thing. All right. Once again, preferred staffing. We're going to put up some information on the screen. If you know someone, if you happen to be someone who is looking for a new opportunity. Dan, any add-ons there? They go there, they fill out some paperwork, I'm sure. Do you call them from there, or is it the squeaky wheel gets the oil? Do they continue to call you?
We'll call, but it's, like anything else, the squeaky wheel. If they go online and put their application, call us, say, hey, I've done this. We'll go on and we'll start a conversation with them and get the ball rolling.
I love that. There's your website there. Want to remind everybody, preferred staffing. Okay, Shannon, I'm just curious, from a personal vantage point, someone who works at preferred staffing, I get medical professionals on here, and I think it's obvious that the work is rewarding because, you're making people better, they feel better, they give you the big hug. For you, putting people to work who maybe perhaps they were a little, feeling a little, I don't know, lost. Perhaps they were feeling like, I can't get a job, a little hopeless. You're giving them hope, a brand new opportunity. How's that feel?
It's great, and you get to meet several different people. You hear lots of stories. That's what we talk about a lot. We're not just, staffers. We're also psychologists a lot in the office. You get to hear a lot of people, I need money, I gotta get a job, I have kids, I have this, and helping them out, and then them getting their pay, it just makes them happy.
That sounds good. And Shannon, that's the obvious story, but I would also think maybe someone's in a job, and it's not even money related. It may be the fact that it's like, this isn't for me. I want to try something different. Right. I would think you'd like to talk to those kind of applicants too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, we have a number of different jobs between manufacturing, distribution, and clerical. If they're looking to get into something else, just need a change, new opportunity, please give us a call. All
right. Once again, preferred staffing. We're going to throw that information up on the screen one more time. As we said, hundreds of distribution and warehouse positions in Central and South Louisville, Shepherdsville, pick and pack, forklift positions, shipping and receiving, manufacturing positions, bilingual customer service positions, administrative assistants. You can be temporary, you can be full-time, whatever the case may be. If you're looking for a new opportunity, or you're someone who owns a business and you need new quality employees, preferred staffing is the way to go. You've got that information now. Thank you very, very much. All right, now, coming up here, I saw these guys in the parking lot. They talk about these big old linebackers and NFL be worried about those. How about getting a load of about 2,000